The 6.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Lindsey Burrell. Big news today. A federal judge has overturned the White House's mask mandate for airplanes and other public transportation. Now there are some big changes underway at airports and mass transit systems across the U.S. Tampa federal judge Catherine Kimball Missel voids U.S. mask mandates, allowing for mass transportation in airports across the U.S., including right here in Rapid City Regional Airport, to make their own decisions. Previously, the CDC extended its mask mandate until May 3rd because of the BA.2 coronavirus subvariant, but Missel's ruling void that recommendation, making it entirely up to each airport to decide on masks. Megan Johnson, Community and Marketing Manager for Rapid City Regional Airport, says this rule may not apply to every airline carrier.
Some air carriers may still require them for international travel. We suggest you check with your airline before making the trip just to make sure that you're in compliance.
And although the mask mandate has been lifted, the CDC still suggests you wear one, especially for people who have immunocompromised systems. Well, 2 Pine Ridge men were found not guilty of murder in a federal trial April 15th. The men, 35-year-old Antoine Joey Makesgood and 33-year-old Vinny Makesgood, were accused of murdering another man back in 2020. The FBI says 35-year-old Henry O'Kirk was stabbed to death outside his home in Kyle November 1st. In other news, there are 2 remote disposal sites here in Rapid City for the community to save a trip on the landfill, but that number will soon dwindle down to 1. Both sites at the Fitzgerald and West Boulevard North locations offer year-round recycling and a yard waste season set to begin on May 1st, but only for the Fitzgerald site. The West Boulevard North location will be no more due to the continued illegal dumping of furniture, trash, and other large appliances in the site's containers. This problem, along with staffing shortages, have contributed to the Solid Waste Division's decision to focus only on the Fitzgerald location.
It is by and far our busiest site, and will be in a much better position to service that site with the resources that we have. Just ask that the public respect the sites and what they're there for, and that helps everybody.
And he says while recycling containers will remain at the Fitzgerald location year-round, the newspaper container will soon only be available at the landfill curbside. Pickup will start on May 2nd for those on city collections. Well, did you remember? Yesterday was the deadline to file your taxes, but a tax specialist says if you missed it, there's no need to panic. Liberty Tax General Manager Shelby Dahl says that you can file at any time during the year, but if you owe money, there will likely be a penalty, which will be higher the more money you owe. While if you're getting a return, there isn't one at all. There's actually a 3-year time frame to get them done and still receive it. Late penalties are assessed quarterly and interest does accumulate, so she suggests that you get them done as soon as possible, especially because it's harder nowadays to get away with not getting them done.
There's always those people like, oh, well, my cousin or my uncle hasn't filed for years and they got away with it. You know, that was back then. They are, like I said, getting a lot more looking at everybody, so I suggest just to get in and get it done.
And Dahl says if you filed, it will usually take a few weeks to get your return, but if you have not and you owe money and aren't doing so because you don't have the full amount you owe, she says payment plans are available. She also recommends that businesses start preparing for tax season next year by keeping files up to date and easily accessible. Coming up, President Biden wants to ramp up production on American-made products to ease pressure on supply chains. Yet, some business experts are concerned this won't help the economy. Find out why after the break.